Hello and welcome to the Ultimate Freediving Challenge 6. This is Thomas Way speaking, and I'm joined today by Patricia Ong. We, as you can hear, are commentating from a studio. We're not actually at the pool. Unfortunately, we had a slight audio hiccup when we were recording this live, and so we've decided to do some voiceovers. We were there, we saw what happened, so we're going to fill you in on all of the action for the first 40 minutes or so until the sound comes back.
Yeah, I believe it's
Okay.
50 minutes, Tom, but yeah.
50 minutes. Okay, that's right. It's 11 p.m. So we're going to be probably babbling by the end of this anyway. Okay, so what are we looking at right now, Pat? This is our first competitor.
Yeah, I think Soham must be there, but all I see is Dimitri, who is Soham's coach. Is Soham there?
Yeah, I think he's hiding under the umbrella there.
And warming up, probably just waiting for his official top, which should come soon. Soham is from India, as you can see, and he's only just started freediving a couple of months ago. And
I think that's what they were saying, right?
Yes, he didn't actually do very much training for static before this. Just a week ago, he completed 75 meters in dynamic bifins in this pool, and on this day, he's doing static.
Yeah, I mean, we can see that his previous PB for static was 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 seconds.
Yes,
so,
but
fairly easy target for someone who's done a little bit of static training, but I guess we'll find out shortly.
well, we already know the answer and what he's done.
We do.
We'll try not to.
No spoilers. We'll
No
pretend that we
spoilers.
don't know. As you can see, it's a beautiful sunny day at the Bukit Merah pool in Singapore. Bukit Merah is kind of in the town centre. It's kind of town centre-ish, isn't it, Pat?
Quite central, yes.
Quite central, but still a fair amount of greenery, some trees and a bit of jungle around the bottom end of the pool where we're competing.
But it's been raining quite a bit, so today, on this day, I mean, it was a sunny day. This time it was actually quite warm in the water, yeah, and outside.
Yeah, you can see that many of the safeties are choosing not to wear wetsuits today.
Yes, there had been competitions in the past where for static, safeties were freezing, and they were advised to wear wetsuits instead because they would have to stand there for a long time while waiting to check if anyone, as what a safety normally does. Some of the athletes on this day, they decided to wear wetsuits still for their hold, but I think Soham has decided not to wear a wetsuit. I think, well, we shall see when the
as you can see
goes back.
as you can see from the start list on your screens right now, we've got an amazing turnout today, haven't we, Pat?
Yeah, we do. We have so many athletes and almost all from different countries. Just two of the same, China and Philippines, 2 athletes each, but the rest are all different nationalities. Very cool.
Yeah, very cool. Kind of a little bit of a shame there aren't more Singaporeans, but there have been a fair number of Singaporeans on the previous days in the dynamic disciplines. I guess the static apnea is not trending right now.
Yeah, well, actually, we had one female Singaporean, Elise, who did dynamic on last week, and one which is Ethan Maniam, who is here today. Well, I keep saying today, but it's not today, but on Saturday. Maniam is doing static, and he's the only Singaporean. But actually, like in this competition, UFC 6, we only had 2 Singaporeans in total out of the 12 people that signed up for the competition. Today, oh my gosh, on this day. I guess we can say today, right? Yeah.
Yeah, then it's today. For the viewer, it's today.
Okay. Yeah, today is 10 athletes. We have 10 athletes.
Okay, we seem to have lost the picture there a little bit, but it's come back now.
Yeah.
The
We can
light looks
assess
good.
our media. You see how our media looks like, you know? There was some missing video there, but you know.
We had a few glitches, unfortunately. If you want to see a swish video,
Perfect.
go and look at day 2.
Yeah, day 2 was
At Fit Block
perfect.
in the 25 meter pool. It was mostly DNF, but we had some good footage that day.
Mhm.
Okay, Soham seems to be, he was pressed up quite close to the wall. He's breathing up, put his nose clip on. It's a better video angle. We get a slightly clearer view of his face.
Yes.
Do you know the national records for IDA India, Pat?
IDA, I think it's 420 something for
We
India.
know that there's no CMAS records for India, so as long as he gets a white cars, this should be a clean national record.
Actually for India, for CMAS, the national record is 90 seconds.
Oh, there's a 90 seconds national record for CMAS. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's got a good chance of taking an NR today for CMAS.
And,
Any idea what the IDA national record is?
Yeah, it's 440.
440. Okay.
Yes. There's Vinaraj Bangera. He did it actually in May this year.
Okay. So it sounds like India freediving is just sort of blooming at the early stages.
It's kind of only one athlete from India doing. Yeah.
Well, our good friend Kimmy took the female national record for STAtic Apnea earlier in the year as well. I think she was the only one as well at that time. Okay, so it's approaching 3 p.m. and I think his OT is at exactly 3 p.m. So it's about 10 seconds till official top. Oh, sorry, top time, I should say. Doesn't look like he's hurrying too much.
Actually, I'm so sorry. There were actually 5 athletes who have competed in IDA for static, and ranging from 4 minutes and above. So actually, it's not just one. It's not so bad. Yeah. Oh, so it looks like he's in here.
Yeah, he started. And yeah, he entered the water very gently. Dimitri, who's coaching him, has stepped in to help out. I don't know, have they been training together in the past? Don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. I saw Soham yesterday at training. The yesterday I'm referring to is after this competition. And I don't think that
who was he training with? Was he?
He's from SFA under Jonathan Chong's group. And I don't think they had been training together. It actually didn't do much static training other than his course, freediving course. Maybe he did once or twice and didn't.
Dimitri, who's coaching him, is pretty experienced with static apnea. Has been doing it for a while. Has got a reasonably good breath hold himself. Reasonably good. Yeah, I think he's probably the second best in Singapore at the moment. With a breath hold time of about 7:43.
Yeah.
But he's an incredible freediving athlete. Last year, 2022, he finished 3rd. Did he just overtake William Joy at the last week? I think it was 3rd in the world in pool. In pool freediving for 2023, and I think he's about there right now as well for 2023. He's right there. 2022, I think he was 3rd overall.
No, oh man, damn. He was second overall for year 2022.
Second. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Oh
Wow,
my
he
goodness.
must have overtaken someone in the last comp of the year.
Yeah, he did like overtake William Joy last year. This year he's now third place
Yeah,
male for overall pool for the year. Yeah.
yeah, incredible. It's we're
Mm,
actually very lucky to have athletes like this in
mm,
Singapore, which is a fairly small island, so we get to know everyone, get to
mm-hmm,
speak to everyone, learn all their secrets. Not
mm-hmm.
that Dimitri
So
has any secrets; he just swims a lot.
I just wonder what secret he told oh sorry, I shouldn't say it. I'll say this after.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like
Which
Xinjiang. I'm sorry.
what other top level athletes do we have in Singapore besides Dimitri? Dimitri's the obvious one.
You know, I was just about to mention Xinjiang, who is also the co-organizer, who was
Yeah,
actually commentating in this first part of the live feed, but it didn't get picked up. So Xinjiang, he's actually seventh in the world this year, right now, for just overall pool disciplines. Yeah.
yeah, amazing. So yeah, another just fantastic diver in Xingchan, and the first first Singaporean to get a continental record at the World Championships
Mm,
earlier this year, which he
yeah.
held on to for a while. That was in DNF.
Mm-hmm. DNF. Okay.
Yeah, DNF. But also really solid performances in bifin and monofin
It's really
during
funny
that
about
same
these
time.
it's really funny about these continental records because like his actual national record for DNF is higher than his continental record, if I'm
Yeah,
not wrong.
but it was because there was you need a continental
The
record judge with you,
judges.
right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Anyway, Soham is in his fighting position now. He's got his legs up. We're looking. It's actually already over past 4 minutes. Looking at about 4:10, 4:20 even on the clock, and he's up.
Oh, for
Two strong
someone with
recovery breaths.
yeah, he's okay. He's okay. For someone with like a 210 PB, he did like double of what he.
Yeah,
I was
that's
just
not
like
too bad, right?
surprised. Oh wow.
Yeah. No, that was an extremely strong first competition dive. We all know how much nerves affect you in competition, and I think in static apnea, it's you pay twice as much as in the other disciplines. When you're doing dynamic, you've got something to focus on. You start finning underwater, everything melts away. But in static, everything's confronting you right there. And if you're feeling nervous, your heartbeat's right in your ears. You notice all the noises around you. It's kind of a oh, poor Sing Chan is starting to commentate. He did such a great job. Unfortunately, we've got no idea what he said.
Yeah. What were you doing at this
Oh, we
point
got
of
some
time?
idea actually. What was
Yes.
I doing?
Yeah.
I was trying to
Yeah.
fix the cameras that kept on going black. That you keep on seeing the
Oh.
cameras keep on going black, and we didn't even know the audio wasn't working at this point. That's a nice crisp video image though. At
Yes.
least he looks good.
Yes. Very cool with the sunnies. Yeah, I think he's gonna invite Sohem to the commentary booth very soon.
Yeah, yeah. And we've got a pretty good idea of what he said too. Someone came to steal some food from Sing Chan.
What's it doing there?
Okay, yeah, so it was a 4:31. We can see the results up. 4:31
Very
for
nice.
Soham.
Yeah. More than half, and if he had 10 more seconds in, he would have gotten. And
That's
if
true.
this was an IDA, obviously you can see the CMAS t-shirt there. If this was an IDA competition, he could have gotten the national record for
Yeah,
India.
outright national record.
10 seconds more.
Yeah. You may have wondered why he got a white card when he didn't remove his nose clip before signing. We've talked about surface protocols and CMAS on some of the previous days, but maybe you could just run through some of the differences there, Pat.
Oh, yeah. So for CMAS, it's actually really simple to a simple protocol for the surface protocol. Um, all you need to do is to show your okay sign, and you don't have to say I'm okay. But whereas for IDA, you have to remove your facial gear, sign the okay sign, and then say the words I'm okay. And then that would be considered a white card. So the rules vary for CMAS and for IDA. And I think in this case, it's easier to get a white card in under CMAS rules. Sometimes you might be actually pretty fresh, but you get a very sad red card just for doing the surface protocol wrongly. Okay, so it looks like Xing Qiang has gotten Soham to come and sit down and have a little chat.
Should we try and do some bad lip reading, Pat? Try and do some bad lip reading. I think Sin Chan's saying something like, "Hi Soham, congrats on your dive. May I know how long was the dive?"
It actually
Soham
is.
replies,
I guess
4:31.
4:31.
What do you think Sin Chan is saying next?
I think he says, "Oh, you break your PB for so long. Congrats again. May I know what you were thinking during the dive?" What do you think
I was
Soham was
thinking to
saying?
spend time with my family, and I couldn't realize the time passed so fast. Actually, I can push myself more. It was an easy dive.
Okay. Do you want to say anything in front of the camera?
I would like to thank the organisers, volunteers, my coach team at SFA, and my family.
I see. So he is from SFA. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're pretty good at this lip reading.
Yeah, very nice. Very good.
I don't know what Xing Chan talking about now. They're still talking. Xing Chan's a man of few words. He doesn't talk that much often, does he? And look at him go.
I know. So like really wish that there was audio so we can know what Xing Qiang and Soham is talking about. Maybe yeah. Good job.
Anyway, Soham, if you're listening, we look forward to hearing a proper interview with you next time and hearing your voice live on camera rather than our guesses of what you're saying.
All the best. Okay, Singru, and that's why I'm not commentating at that point of time because I'm over there coaching Singru, holding the umbrella. Huh?
Yeah, it's magic. Well, Pat's a ventriloquist. She's standing under the umbrella and projecting a voice to the commentary booth. Okay, so yeah, this is Zinru of Malaysia, although she's been in Singapore for a little while now, I think. And it's her first competition, first freediving competition. Would you say she's a fan of STAtic Apnea?
No, I don't think so.
No, I think she's been enjoying the dynamic disciplines. She's been training together with me for the last few weeks, and Pat has been coaching her in the evenings as well. She asked Pat to become her coach for the comp day.
Yeah, she's been doing dynamic training with Xing Qiang, who is the co-organizer. He owns a school here. And she's been doing static with you, right, Tom?
Yeah, just for a few weeks. We've been meeting one evening a week. She suffers a lot from the cold, so the evening training times that we have don't always suit her. Even with a 3 milliliter wetsuit, she usually ends up shivering after about 30 minutes, which is just the worst thing for static apnea. You burn through your oxygen.
Yeah, so I was actually really happy to meet Singru because I found out that she actually stays pretty close to me, and besides her, there's actually not very many freedivers who stay close to me. So we've been having a few training sessions together, just because we can go back to the same location and motivate each other not to take a taxi. We have to take public transport. So it's been really nice to train with her, and I offered to help her for her static. Only did with her
You're stabbing her with the umbrella.
No, yeah, because I had to hold the stopwatch. Yeah, and she's very free and easy.
Now you're
like,
holding her with your elbow.
I know this is the first time I've ever done that. Yeah, but I have too many things to hold and umbrella as
Giving you a
well.
bit of a back massage there, getting into the vertebrae
Mhm.
T3 and T4.
She's very chill. She's very chill about it. Like she didn't
She
say
doesn't mind being
anything.
moved around and
No, she doesn't know. I mean, I don't think she did much static before coming to you for training.
yeah.
Um, but so she didn't quite know like if she liked if people were to hold her or like to keep moving her. You know, some people don't like it when people constantly move them around and stuff. For me personally, I like to be held. Others don't like to be touched at all, full stop. And others I know
Yeah.
like to be held in a certain way, not spidery fingers, but a whole palm on the back.
That's me, right?
Sounds familiar?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate
All right.
I hate being tickled. I don't like tickly people who hold you with tickly fingers.
No
It's
one's
just the
tickling
worst.
you. No one's tickling you.
No, but that's what it feels like. And then even worse, like sometimes you don't know if they're holding you anymore because there's such spidery fingers. They could have taken their hand off, and you might be drifting out to sea somewhere or something. Anyway, yeah, I'm a bit particular
Like
about how I'd like firm pressure. I'd like to know I'm near the side. It's reassuring.
okay.
You're pretty similar, actually. You're not super different to me in that respect, right?
No. No, I just don't like when people like keep
Move.
pushing like no I think
Yeah.
moving me is fine, but moving me like super fast and the water is cold, it makes me kind of shiver. So like I just prefer I felt very secure the first time I did a competition, and Sing Qiang was my coach, and he put his hand on me, he just leaned it on me, and my body kind of like sank down a little bit, and I just felt like wow, I feel so safe and secure. And I just like adopted that for like the rest of my and a few times
Yeah,
people
that makes
they
sense.
don't do it, even if I ask them to do it and they forget and they don't do it, I'm like totally fine with that. Okay, it's not anything wrong or anything. It's um just
Yeah.
nice, yeah. So
Yeah,
she
and I'm with you on the firm pressure. Uh, there are people who just really, like our friend Judy, who's holding the camera that's actually being videoed in the film right now. She doesn't. She's just happy just to float around the pool. You can let her go anywhere and move her around in any way. Doesn't seem to
yeah.
care.
Yeah. And I think Singru might be like that actually. She doesn't really care. So and then I think there was some swimmers that day. So I felt like I should just hold her and she was fine. You know, she's holding the wall now. And
Yes, 3 minutes. She's getting.
uh,
Can you remember what her contractions were like at this point?
oh my goodness, they were soft. They came much later. The other previous days, because they were cold, her contractions came in
Yeah,
so quickly. But I know from her
yeah,
past training with you, what she told me, that her contractions came in at 2:30 or something like that. They've been coming in
yeah.
1:30, and then on this day they came like way later. I can't remember when, but like really way later. Um,
Yeah, that's great.
and they're actually still pretty
Quite big
soft.
now.
Yeah, now big, but this is soft compared to like what she had on the
Yeah.
cold days. Yeah, and she's up.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
told me about that. I don't think I'd ever seen that, but yeah, that was a very quick response. She looks a little bit lost. She did look a little bit lost there, right?
Yeah, she did. It was
But
like she already
she'd
signed, and
already
then she
given
like,
the,
wait, what,
so it was
what?
good. Yeah,
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 I don't think she was hypoxic. I think that's just like natural blurriness.
yeah. She's just a bit blur.
I don't.
Did
Sorry.
you have to tell her to come up, or did she make the decision on her own?
We had discussed. She wanted to do 3:45, and so I believe this is 3:45 or 3:46 or something. But she
Yeah.
did like tell me a little bit like 3:30 maybe. And she didn't like me telling her, okay, now it's 3:15, 15 seconds. You know, she wanted to know the time, how much time more it would be. So I would tell her 1 minute remaining to 3:30, 30 seconds to
Okay.
3:30. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
oh, okay, shall we go 15 seconds more? And then she like,
Yeah.
yeah. So we went another 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And she came up on the time that she decided to come up, which is 3:45. So I don't know if you noticed just now and during the breath hold when I was holding the umbrella, I moved quite quickly. because the judge, yay, she's got the results. I have to tell you about what happened.
White cards.
She's so happy. I was so happy for her, man.
She was so happy as well, right?
Yeah, she was super. I mean, yeah, she was super happy. Yeah, I was. The thing is, I was so nervous because if you saw just a minute ago, the judges were actually in front of the camera. They were talking and discussing with each other, and they were, I had this like really nervous feeling. Like, what were they talking about? Like, gosh,
Did she do something wrong? It looked so good, didn't it? It looked like they were
so
focused.
good. Was it double? Okay, no way, because like you signed, you're done. Whatever happens after, it should be fine. And I was like, oh no, what could it be? So right before she went into the water, the judge actually told me not to assist with the umbrella. So I was like, okay, so that's also considered an assist with the umbrella. So I was like, okay. So when she came up, I kind of moved the umbrella back, but I think not back enough, and I think that's why they were discussing. But I heard someone who wasn't whispering very softly, benefit of the doubt. So I think that's the reason why they gave her a white card, because I made the action to move back, but maybe not back enough. So they still gave her a white card anyway. You can replay that if you want to. But anyway, so it looks like Xing Chang's asked her to come in for an interview. Do you want to lip sync again? Lip read.
Yeah, let's do some bad lip reading. I think clearly he's saying, congrats, Zinru, on your dive. May I know how long was the dive?
Must be 3:47, yeah?
Yeah. Nice. I think this is your PB.
Yes.
May I know what were you thinking during the dive?
I was imagining myself at home, talking to my parents, fighting with my brothers. I feel super relaxing at the start of the hold and delay the contraction till around 2:30.
Okay, nice. Thank you, Zinru. Is there anyone that you'd like to give thanks to?
Yeah, I don't may I just yeah, I can thank my coach Tom and also Pat for helping me with my breath hold and all the advice that everyone gave me. I want to thank the organizers and the volunteers for coming down to support and help out with the event. Yeah.
Yeah. And what did you do to prepare for this dive, Zinru?
Okay,
Our lip reading's a bit too slow, right? They've just stood up and left the bench, but
I did a warm-up table with a bit of CO2 training by shortening the breath time in between 3 sets of hold. The short one was to get myself into condition, but not too much because of strong contraction. During breathing, I used the 5 in, 5 out breathing to keep my heart rate lower.
very good. Okay, well done, Zinru. And
Yay.
looks like Xin Chan's decided to leave the commentary booth as well. And we can see a white card on the results. Awesome.
Yes. Oh, exactly 3:45. She said 3:47. What's that? I don't know.
We can double check the results later. Okay, so next up we've got Su Simin.
Sumin is from China, and I think it might be also her first time competing. Yes.
So she competed last weekend, but same competition, yeah.
Yes. For this competition, first time. Last week she did 100 and do you remember?
I remember she was very, very happy with that white card.
Was
it 100 or was it like 80 something?
Oh, really?
I can't remember, honestly. I remember remember where she ended up in the pool, but I can't remember if she just passed the 75 mark or the 100 mark. Hey Pat, there's you.
Really?
Okay, Pat's looking extremely professional. She's got a piece of paper in her hand that's got a start list. And she's joined by a young man. Okay, I actually have no clue what we were talking about at this point, so I can't really help out much with the commentary. But If you notice the logo on my shirt and on my laptop there, it's our STAtic logo. So STAtic was a club of buddies, not a club. It was just a training group, Telegram group actually, really, where we shared locations and times where we wanted to do some training for static apnea, or where we do, and people come and join us, and generally, a lot of us have become more passionate about static apnea because of that. So our friend Judy coined the name Get Ecstatic and chose the Acid House logo, the upside down smiley with CO2 ears. So I turn it into carbon dioxide. It's just, the whole thing just came together just organically, didn't it? But it's been good fun.
All right. So I was unresponsive because I was looking for Simin's previous dynamic distance that she did last week, and she did 91.5 dynamic by fins.
Right.
In a 25-meter pool. Yeah, very nice, very cool. And
I think her only other competition result prior to that was a red card, wasn't it? So she was so over the moon.
Right. Yeah, that's right. I remember. I don't remember what she did.
So she's a student at the National University in Singapore, and Ethan Maniam, who we were talking about earlier today, he's our only Singaporean competitor for static apnea. He's also a student there, and you can see that he's coaching. When we go back to that shot, you'll see that he's coaching her. He's holding the umbrella, adjusting her while she's in the water, and giving her some coaching advice before she surfaces.
I realized about this this day that I kept talking about the umbrella because I was so aware that I almost got Sinru a red card for the umbrella.
Yeah.
And I think what I was saying with my gestures was about the umbrella. So let's see if Mania manages to remember this while
Get
coaching.
the umbrella out the way.
Yes,
Did you go and have a quick word with him
I did. I had a quick word with with every single person I think that was in the pool. Wow, her goggles look like really really cool actually. Like annihilation.
aviator.
Yeah.
Aviator goggles, but it's actually like a micro mask or something, isn't it? Isn't something covering her nose clip? No.
No, she's got a nose clip
I think
on.
I'm just imagining it's just the shape of her nose clip, I think. But she's opting to keep, even at the beginning of the hold here, she's opting to keep her one hand up.
Yeah.
And it looks like her head's slightly tilted towards the surface as well. So
yeah.
Obviously she finds relaxation in that posture. Do you like to have your legs floating on the surface, or do you like them to sink down a little bit like Simin has here?
I'm okay. I think sinking is fine. I don't need it to be floating.
Okay.
I think sinking is better than floating for me. Yeah, but I definitely won't have my hand up like that.
Yeah, I think that's the sort of thing that probably takes more energy than you expect. Just maintaining that kind of position. And you get sort of aches and pains as well after a while. It can be quite fatiguing. I think I'm adjusting. I used to like having my feet further down in the water, but a few people pointed out it's probably better to have them more horizontal. It takes less effort for your heart to pump blood around your body if it's horizontal than if it's up or down. So,
okay.
and now I'm enjoying it actually.
Yeah, okay, I'll do it for that reason. Sure, I'll try that. Yeah. If you're asking me about comfort, like okay, it's just more things to bring, like a extra floaty and stuff, But yeah, sure, I'll float my legs a bit.
I know some people, Pete and Tracy for a while were putting flip-flops on their sandals on their feet, rubber sandals to give a bit of extra buoyancy there, which is a good idea.
It's good. Yeah, put my Crocs on.
Yeah, that would be super flighty. That would do it.
Sports mode.
Yeah, that might be a bit squeaky when you're like walking away from the pool afterwards. But
Mhm.
okay, looks
Okay.
like she's at what, 3 minutes? When did she go in? What was this? What was her start? She's up. She's up, but she's looking quite confused. She
Oh
looks like she tried to take a little nap on the wall, but
no.
Ethan moved in and grabbed her. I think that was the right move. Looked like she could end up banging her head there. But she's fine. She's breathing again.
Yeah.
So a bit dazed.
I didn't know that.
You did get the umbrella out of the way. I don't know if you noticed that. You kind of sunk it
Yeah, he
behind him.
did. Really good.
But unfortunately couldn't save her from a red card.
I want to see that again though. Can you rewind? Okay, never mind. Darn. Didn't really get to speak very much to her.
No, not this time, right?
Yeah. No, we were busy, hey? No, we were already talking and talking.
Yeah.
Oh, what are we talking about?
Look at us go.
I guess
we couldn't shut up.
I knew. Obviously, I knew it was a red card. Now I'm like, oh, okay, no, this is called apnea brain, okay, guys.
It looks super exciting what you're saying, I have to say. Like really animated. I look like I'm doing a pretty good job of listening to you as well, so I think it must have been relatively interesting. I didn't tune out too much.
Thanks, Tom.
I haven't actually watched
Okay.
this from. Okay, we got confirmation. It was red card at 3:21. So yeah, bad luck to Simin. I'm sure you'll nail it next time. PB was 4 minutes. Isn't it strange? I mean, that's a big time difference, isn't it? 40 seconds.
Yeah.
We're
Was it a
looking
recovery?
at
Oh, but why though?
looking at almost 20%, 25% of a PB.
Yeah.
I think it's just something about comps. We did speak to some of the. In fact, I think the microphone was back on by then, so we might hear that interview. But we spoke to some competitors about the temperature of the pool, the temperature of the water. It was very, very warm, wasn't it?
It was right at the end of the conversation. Sorry, of the video.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe with Tracy or.
No, it was with David.
Oh, David. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about what about comp factors like a competition nerves and causing blackout, but that's quite a early one, right? Maybe there was some accidental hyperventilation there.
Yeah. A lot of people say that can happen. I think just maybe a combination of slightly more breathing than normal. But honestly, I just think that nerves in static apnea just cause absolute chaos. You just need a slight increase in adrenaline, and every cell in your body starts consuming oxygen more. There's that kind of metabolic response to adrenaline, and when you're doing dynamic, you've got a certain amount of that anyway because you're kicking, you're moving. There's a physical aspect, but in static, where you're really just trying to hibernate, it plays havoc.
I hibernated with all that information. Okay, I'm awake now.
Okay, you got me back for my comments earlier.
So I mean, we did a pretty good lip read with with Sing Jiang's interviews, but
we can't lip read ourselves. We're measuring
about?
something by looks things. So like we're talking about the distance that something's happening. You want to cut a cake? How come our memories are so bad?
Do you know? Okay, so the interviews was based on what Xing Qiang remembers of the interviews.
Yeah.
So such a good memory.
Yeah. But I can't even remember sitting in that chair, to be honest. Okay, so we have got.
Tracy.
Is that Sarah? Is that Sarah there holding the umbrella?
Yeah, Sarah's coaching or assisting Tracy for her dive.
So in CMAS, coaches are not called coaches; they're called assistants. Is that right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. I guess the term coach can be a little bit misleading, but also it's sometimes not exactly a coach, but it is someone that's just helping you go through your dive. I would say a coach is someone who gives you the training plan, advises you on your nutrition and la-di-da-di, that kind of thing. Yeah. So CMAS has adopted the term assistant for this case, for the competition.
I guess it also maybe emphasizes the different roles that the coach and assistant take after the diver surfaces, because in an IDA comp, that's the most valuable time for the coach to be active, right? You surface, you're hypoxic, your coach can tell you what to do. They actually coach you through the surface protocol. They can yell at you if they think that you're getting a bit dreamy. But in CMAS, they cannot coach you through after that. So
yeah,
it is more of an assistant role.
Yeah. In that way, I do think that STAtic is not just like the athlete, but also the coach / assistant. It's kind of like a part. What would I call it?
Team. It's definitely
team.
a team endeavor in IDA.
Yeah.
Not everyone treats it like that. I know some people can get great results with very little input, but I don't know. I think of my coach as being kind of my therapist, my instructor, my guide. So I rely quite heavily on my coach.
Judy should get paid.
Yes,
Therapist,
yeah.
coach, and what else you mentioned?
My God, all of those things would charge about $200 an hour. You're on about $1,000 an hour, Judy.
Yeah. I remember for the competition, the STAtic competition that I had in Jeju where you coached me, it was really very much teamwork. And I wouldn't say you coached me, like assist me, but like coach me, sneakily telling me, try this, try that. Oh, just for fun, making my brain mentally like, okay, I can do static, getting me to my PB time. It's you again. Look at
me. I look at you extremely confused, like a meerkat in the spotlight.
It's quite funny.
But yeah, that was fun actually. I really enjoyed that coaching, and yeah, I was using a bit of my therapy.
Sneaky tactics. Okay, therapy. Call it whatever you
just
want.
Make sure you get. I mean, you obviously have the talent and the natural ability to hold your breath for more than 6 minutes. That was always clear, but it's just convincing you to stay down.
Okay, Tracy is about to go down. Okay, Tracy, let's go back to that.
Okay, she's feeling embarrassed now, but also secretly quite pleased.
Packing, and in she goes.
She's not wearing a wetsuit at all, is she? She's in a.
She mentioned after that I don't know, maybe you hear it or see it, but she's only wearing the pants just so that her legs will float. But she's feeling very warm. Even Coach Sarah is just in her bikini because it really was such a warm day. It was really warm in the water. Yeah.
I quite like that combination of burgundy and orange.
Yeah.
It's like a bit of a 1970s diver's outfit.
Yeah. Wilma from Scooby-Doo.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, what could we have possibly been saying at this time?
Mm,
Has Tracy got her eyes open? I think she does.
that's true. Oh, she's closed it now, I think.
I didn't think that she wore goggles actually during static. I think this might be the first time I've seen. Well, actually, I don't usually look at her from this angle, so that's probably why I don't see them.
Do you train static with her? Have you trained static with her?
I have done in the past, yeah, quite a few times. It's we've been having some interesting conversations about goggles. I haven't used them for a number of reasons for the last few years. Our buddy Dimitri has just started using them, and they kind of coincided with a 20-second increase in his breath hold competition time.
So he claimed.
Yeah, well, no, I mean the time has increased, whether it's related to the goggles or just the amount of training that he's been doing. It's probably a bit of both, but he has a theory that it actually delays the dive reflex, and usually in free diving, you know, we say, oh, we want the dive reflex to turn on as quickly as possible, blah blah, but actually in static apnea that might not be true. So I think he could have a point. Turn on the dive reflex too fast in static apnea, then you get some of the negative feelings that are related to the dive reflex, and that you feel much more strongly in static. Strong vasoconstriction, and then
you might be right about that.
Yeah. So by wearing the goggles, he thinks his contractions start a bit later, his urge to breathe comes a bit later. Of course, it might just be relaxation because he can see.
Yeah, when I was yeah, I usually feel some kind of tingly vasoconstriction around 4:20. But so maybe if I put my goggles on, it'll come later. Okay, it's time to test that.
Yeah, I'm keen to test it, except I really, really like not wearing goggles. I like everything being blurry.
Yeah, same.
It's like just that dream state feeling when everything's slightly out of focus. Having said that, I dived tonight, and I think the pool was a bit over chlorinated because my eyes are stinging now. Umbrella high over Tracy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, she's stretching out. See that she's bringing her legs in. Yeah, I know. Not too sure. That's it. She's surfaced. Right. Okay. Now we can see the land view, and Sarah's tilted her umbrella back, but she's still holding it up. Doesn't look like it's over Tracy from this angle. Waiting for the judges to give a response. And Tracy's laughing. I didn't actually see what card they presented. Oh, she's still waiting, I think.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking a bit nervous. Judges are talking to each other. What is going on here?
Making me feel nervous.
Okay, Tracy's leaving the area. It wasn't entirely clear what exactly happened there. But the camera's back on me in the commentary booth. I'm also looking slightly dazed and confused, which is pretty much par for the course these days. And we've got a nice bird's eye view from the judges' tower. So sitting up in the judges' tower behind where this camera is stationed is Janice, who was interested in seeing how the media setup worked, and then immediately got volunteered to run the whole operation. So she's the producer behind all the shots that you see today. And I think it's at about this point, actually, that the sound comes back on. We're at the 43-minute mark.
Yeah, I think so. Probably around 50-minute mark. Actually, I think I also mentioned, maybe it was one of the parts where we were talking quite fervently. They were talking about the media team, which is led by Tom, who came up with the whole thing with the help of my ex-colleague who was working in an events company, who taught us how to use this. Jamin, yeah. And Tom's really put together, we started from doing Instagram live, and then edit this and that and this and that. And by the way, we're using iPhones for our cameras, but everything's come together pretty smoothly. Yeah, a few glitches, but other than that, I think almost quite professional actually, with the commentary and the cameras and
there
underwater
are moments
camera.
when it comes together.
Yeah.
It comes together. It
Day
looks like a
two.
proper production.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go back into
The underwater
but,
camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
Xing
Yeah, it's
Xiang
all
bought
really
that
nice.
camera. Really nice. Yeah, really nice.
Yeah. Okay, I think it's probably safe for us to say goodbye now, and then the real us, not the commentary booth us, the real us sitting down by the pool among the action is going to take over, and you'll be able to hear and feel a bit better what's actually going on. Thanks for watching. We'll say goodbye now.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
I think a lot of the athletes, I just went one whole round telling all of them to watch umbrellas, because I think Tracy's results are pending because of the umbrella, and I told her about this. I told her, but I didn't tell the coach. Okay, but I did one round, and I think everyone would know it by now. I'll do another round once more of them coming up. There are two other events happening around us, and this is the situation in Singapore. We have to book lanes. We can't book the whole pool. I mean, we can book the whole pool, but I think it's just not cost friendly. I mean, seriously, it's quite expensive. And this location has weirdly, okay, it's quite known. There'll be swimming classes, sure, but like there's a house party event on the other side. I mean, this is like the first time ever that there is a party, and this is a swimming pool. It's a public swimming pool, and they have been booked for a music party. They invited a Japanese DJ. But we spoke to them and we were like, oh, can you bring down the music just for 2 hours and la-di-da, and yeah, all good. Not too bad. Like the sound check was really booming. This not bad. Bad. Sounds like a bit of a boring party. Are we on? No. We are on. So I wouldn't be talking to myself. I am going to be talking to you. Back again. We are back.
She's a sign that it's okay?
Yes, Dimitri, thumbs up.
Okay, that's great. Well, sorry, we're plagued with technical issues, unfortunately. But
yeah.
It's a voluntary crew. Everyone here is a volunteer, the safeties, the judges.
Yes.
And we're all just doing it for the love of it, so.
Yeah. No problem. problem. No
Things
problem.
do go wrong sometimes.
It is what it is. Fine. If not for the live feed, I mean, this is like a pretty crazy kind of professional kind of a setup.
Yeah.
So honestly, actually kind of professional. I mean, we're using iPhones for the cameras.
Yeah. We should. I might do a video on how we set this up.
Yeah,
actually.
it's kind of good,
kind of,
you know.
It's kind of good on a shoestring.
Yeah.
Heath Robertson. So I always pronounce his name wrong, but Shichen,
Shichen.
like that. He hasn't competed in an IDA static competition before, I don't think, has he?
No, I guess not.
Don't think so.
Not
So
for static.
we haven't really got a benchmark on him, but we know that his announced PB is somewhere in the region of. Just have a quick look. I don't know where you've got the paper.
I don't know where's the paper.
Here we go. Here we go. It's 5 minutes, 5:03.
Oh, we should have come.
Announced PB. Didn't time it either. It's a bit tricky to see from here, but looks like he's packed a fair amount. You can see when someone packs a lot, often it's more visible in the back than it is in the front. You can kind of get this hump in your back. I can see that big curve in his back.
He's about 3 minutes in.
It's about 3 minutes in. Isn't
Yeah.
it? Nice. Looks like there's a little bit of movement starting, maybe. Some slight movement under his hands. I'm going to have to go after this because it is my buddy Thomas from Chile who's up next, and I'm going to be coaching him.
Remember the umbrella?
Do we need an umbrella?
He's using an umbrella. Shichen's got his hands up, his ears are out of the water, listening intent. He's up. That could be about
4 something,
Four?
maybe.
or something. Early 4 minutes. Let's see.
And I'm guessing he did the OK sign first. I saw him remove his nose clip, but I think he'd already signed OK by then.
Quite a bad location.
It doesn't really have been a good place to serve from, really.
Yeah, I know. I think this is the best that we can do.
The problem with this ball is it's got quite a high ledge around it.
Yeah. 358. Quite hard.
350. Okay, so just under 4 minutes. Playing it safe. Okay, I'm going to leave you. I just realised I forgot wetsuit.
Yeah,
I've
no,
only
it's
got the
not.
clothes I'm wearing. I've got board shorts on.
Yeah,
Fine,
just
so
wear the board shorts.
just grab those and take them off. And I'll be back shortly.
All right.
Do you want me to send Dimitri to come on?
Sure. All right, so we've got once Shichen, yes, Thomas is next. So he did his whole warm up on his own without Tom. Okay. Thomas only started freediving a couple of months ago. He first took his course in, I don't know, Phuket or something like that. And he plays the didgeridoo, and I really think that's probably one of the reasons why his lung capacity is probably more flexible or something, or larger, or more accustomed to breath hold. And I would think that playing musical wind instruments would definitely have a part to play in longer breath holds. Yeah, definitely. If you don't know what didgeridoo is, it's like a long ass instrument, super long, that you blow into. It ends at the floor, and he made his didgeridoo actually. It's an Aboriginal Australian. It's from Australia. Let me see what he made. He made his own agave from the wood of the agave. Is that a fruit or nut? It's a nut, right? Agave tree. What is that? His PB is, let's see, 5:15. But I think yesterday when he was training with Tom, his PB was 5:30. So he's been raising his own PB. I think he's definitely peaking, and we'll see what he can do in a competition setting like today with all these other distractions around. Definitely testing testing him, testing these athletes. The weather is different today as compared to the last week. It's turned for the better. The sun is up and the water is warm. So is it better? Yeah, maybe. But not like a, yeah, I would prefer slightly cold weather, but nice and warm usually. Thomas is stepping into the competition zone, and his top time is at 4. So we are 4 minutes to top time. Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. You coached someone just now?
Yes, I coached Soamo, which was the first diver.
Yeah. What did he do actually?
He did the 4:31.
Wow, because his PB is like 2:10.
Yeah. Well, he did. I think he did better in training. And now he did even better than that.
Crazy.
Excellent. Yeah. Good. Very good result.
Oh.
He'll be happy with that.
When did you start freediving?
Not that long ago.
Yeah, right.
And training statics even less so.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I think Thomas is starting his breathe up and starting his hyperventilation. Yeah, I think so.
And he's coached by none other than Tom.
So
Who was just
definitely
here
is
a
hyperventilation.
few minutes ago. I don't see what he's doing from here.
And just his body is going up and down.
Uh-huh.
So I think heavy in and heavy out.
Okay.
You don't train statics as much as you do dynamics, right?
Now I do.
Now you train statics more? Are
Train
you aiming
statics.
for something?
Aiming to improve my results, yes.
Yeah, for static. Yes. I think you might have the... No, Tom. Tom has the largest and breath hold in Singapore. Based in Singapore, I think Tom.
So that's a good goal to work for.
Yeah, you're back to back with Tom, right?
Yeah.
You and Tom, and then John. I think you 3 are the top 3 right now.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, there's David, who's also coming up as a
That's right.
static
David.
fanatic.
Yes. Yes, we'll get a chance to talk to David later.
Yeah.
Hold on, that doesn't sound like a house music. That sounds like monster.
Sounds like a monster.
What's going on?
They put the wrong playlist.
Yeah, anyway. Sounds nice. Calming, very calming. Is this gonna be like the first static com ever with like background music?
I think you did something with music, right?
Like-
you and Tom, or Tom organized the competition that had some music.
That's
Yeah.
right. I didn't, yes, sorry.
Yeah, me neither. I also didn't participate, but I heard about it.
Yeah, we were just talking about it, actually, I forgot. Okay, nose clip on. We're 1 minute to count down. What do you think about when you start your ritual?
I don't really think about anything. I just put on my nose clip, close my eyes, and turn
Just
off any
blank out.
distractions. And and then
No thoughts? No like
yeah, I
visualizations?
mean, it's not really more about getting the timing right, because if you pack a lot, if you take a lot of air, then you need to time it. So somewhere between 20-25 seconds, you start to take your final breath. Then you pack for a bit, and then you have to be within that range when you have to start, which for Ida is between 0 and 10.
Yeah,
For Seamus, I think it's between 0 and
30.
30, right?
30. He's just in. All right. No, I've started to time it. Do you pack differently for dynamic?
I guess so. I think for dynamic, you can pack a little bit more.
Oh yeah?
5%, 10% more. For static, that turns out to be already uncomfortable.
Okay.
And more air in static, in my opinion, well, it helps, but that extra 5% doesn't necessarily help if it creates tension.
Right. Zhou Chen. Haha. Blocking me, I can't see. No, I think I actually pack more for static as I do dynamic. I just think it's so troublesome to like keep adjusting your weighting in the pool if you're taking in different, and you know, like I used to have to stretch a bit to get to 30 packs, and then one day I just came in and my first swim was at 30 without stretching 30 packs, and I was like, if my first swim is 30, if with stretching it would probably be more. And then I started to just pack like however I feel like for static.
Well, static is a good stretching exercise on its own.
Actually, the song is quite nice. Look at that song. He's about 2 minutes in. I think he's got a long way more to go. I see a lot of people. I mean, I think Thomas has decided to wear a wetsuit, and Tracy was wearing just a swimsuit. Are there any advantages between wetsuit and just a rash guard or a swimsuit when you're doing static?
I think most people use wetsuits for static because if you do it for a long time, as people tend to do, you get cold. It's not a problem in this pool at this hour for sure.
Yeah.
Probably nobody's gonna get cold, but people still, I see most of them wear wetsuits.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually if you do a long statics training, you tend to be quite cold at the end.
How long do you train statics for?
How long as in session?
Yeah. How long is your session?
Session can be easily an hour, which...
Just your own training?
That's right. And then if you safety somebody else, that can be another hour, so
yeah.
They tend to be pretty long.
Talk. Add on another 30 minutes.
Yeah, and you don't do that much, you maybe do only 3, 4, 5 holds. So it's pretty static. Static is pretty time inefficient.
Yeah. Right, I think he's about past 3:40 now. I never really liked static actually. Like I just trained dynamic and then.
But then you went to Jeju?
No. Before that, like.
Before that.
My first 150 meters, it was like almost. I think it was like a almost 3-minute dive. I was so slow. Then I realized, hold on, if I can do this dynamic almost 3 minutes, why can't my static be 3 minutes? So then I tried again. And my contractions, instead of coming at 1:30, like we used to do that, it came in around 2:30. So I said, maybe if I try, might be.
Yeah, it seems to be that in general, people's static is twice their dynamic max.
Yeah, well,
If they can do their dynamic max to the limit.
level 1 instructors won't say that, but I generally feel it is kind of correlated, or at least the confidence would be there. Like if you know you can do a static of this amount of time, then agak, estimate.
On the other hand, they are very different sports, so disciplines.
Oh, I think he just went 5 minutes.
That's a really good result. 5 minutes plus.
I think his training yesterday was at 5:30. His PB listed here is 5:15. I don't really see very hard contraction.
Me neither.
He looks pretty freaking calm.
Well, you never know. Some people just have joint contractions, some don't.
Okay, he's still signaling, and Tom told me that Thomas told him not to tell him when to come up. So he wants to let it be like free and easy. And this is his first static competition.
Seems fine.
He looks fine so far.
It's approaching 6 minutes.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Thomas, please keep it clean, okay?
And he's going past 6 minutes.
Yeah, he's doing really fine. I'm a little worried.
Tom says to come up, and Thomas does not.
Yeah, and Thomas doesn't want it. Thomas like, shut up. So keep it clean, Thomas.
He's putting his legs under. He's standing up.
He looks like he's approaching 6:30.
And he's still raising the finger. It's amazing.
Okay, I'm picking up the didgeridoo. I'm going to like...
4. Okay, countdown.
He still looks fine now. 6:40, I think.
Wow.
Okay, he's recovering. He doesn't need his recovery breath.
That's a great performance.
That is
No
great.
shakes, nothing.
He's clean.
It's pretty good.
He's really good. He's really, really good.
That's an impressive result.
Very good.
Mm.
What is Chile?
Chile doesn't have that many divers, I guess, especially for statics. I don't know any
Benjamin?
from the top of my head.
Benjamin Yaba.
Ah, yes. And it's a white card.
Congratulations, Thomas. That was very impressive. We don't know if it's a national record because we don't know.
Okay, I'll leave you
Yeah.
to interview him, and I'm gonna go help David.
Okay. I don't know what is the AIDA national record for Chile. I remember seeing it. Okay. Oh, maybe I can check my phone. Such an impressive dive that was. Very, very clean. And I think he actually still has a lot more left in him. There is a lot more left for sure. Great. The AIDA record for Chile is let's see. 6:28. I remember now when I was looking at it, it was number 1, but there was no like NR circle next to it in the score. So, but that was the highest. 6:28. What was that? Was that 6:40? Oh my god! I think that is an NR. Or if it was an AIDA, do you want to join me? Next is Arnaldo. Arnaldo has a PB of 5:24.
Yeah. And they've been doing a lot of diving this weekend in
Okay.
No, I mean Indonesia has a free.
Manado in the depth competition, right? Oh, sorry, this is Tracy.
Oh, hi.
She just went. Is it pending or is it
Still pending.
Her results are still pending.
Yeah.
I went and I told every single person about the umbrella.
Yeah, it's the umbrella.
It's the umbrella, huh?
I'm not so sure, but
Did you tell them?
I did
Okay.
tell them they're not gonna use it.
Okay.
They could still see clearly.
I think you can argue it for sure. Do you want to join us?
Come in.
How was your hold?
My hold was easy, but it was super hot. No, sit down. No, you sit. Sit down.
I'll stand up.
Okay. Did she just sit down?
Come on.
Okay, you stand behind them.
Okay.
So my hold was easy, but I just came up as soon as it's 4.
Okay.
It was super hot. Incredibly hot, man.
Really?
Yeah. So
you had no wetsuit on?
I had to take out my wetsuit. And
hot.
the only reason I had my bottoms on,
Yeah.
on is because
Flotation.
yeah, I need my legs to go.
Okay. Well, it was nice that it was a nice hold, but
It was, but it's still impending because
yeah, you still need your 5-minute
yes,
competition hold, right? It'll come.
soon.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, Indonesia has a competition, but a pool competition
Right
yeah,
now.
right now, and Freedive Society is organizing that.
Oh, Nikita?
Yeah, it's well done. It's well organized. Everything is amazing. They have a live stream.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
check it out.
Yep.
And it's really good.
It's good, yeah.
And Indonesia has just done a 7. No, it's Brian Leeds and
Yeah, Brian. We've got a new national record for Indonesia for both the men and for the women.
and Safir, of course.
Safir
603.
603.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Incredible.
Oh, right. I did. I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Safir's
Yeah.
result, but okay. How about the dynamic? Do you know what happened?
I haven't really checked it out because
Yeah, I didn't remember.
Been busy.
I've been busy
Of
trying to
course.
meditate. Okay, guys.
Looks like Aldo's starting his packing anyway, so his hold's just about to start. You ready for the timer?
Yeah. I've got my hand on the start. We can
This always happens on
Alright.
commentary, gets like way better in the last 10 minutes, and then it's the end. Okay, so Aldo's just started his hold. Aldo's trained a lot with us, isn't he?
Yeah,
We've
but
seen
not very recently because he's
No.
been traveling as well for work. So, but last week he did dynamic and a very great, like 90% of PB for DNF.
Yep.
And with not very much training, so let's see what happens for STAtic. Right?
Yeah, maybe a long rest for his nervous system is what he needed, and this will be the day. Judy, he's stolen my coach. Did anyone give him permission? I'm joking.
We can't use Judy like that, because Judy's really good for the coaching for when the athlete comes up.
Yeah, she's great if people tend to samba or are a bit lost when they're
Yeah, but
they
then you can't do
She
anything.
can't today, can she?
Yeah, she can't use her
Well, it's going to be so hard for her not to shout.
Yeah, I hope we can get a chance to speak to Tomas about his dive.
Yeah, I told him to come here.
Okay,
He was kind of standing around.
Yeah.
But I think he's taken off his thing. How did you feel like during his dive?
I was actually
You
nervous.
were anxious, man. I
Yeah.
couldn't hear. We could.
I was super anxious. So he's been training with me. His previous 3 PBs, we've been doing like a slow peaking cycle. So he did a 5, then a few days later he did a 5:15, a few days later he did a 5:30, and they've been super clean. But didn't want to break his nervous system. So, I was hoping he would like aim for maybe a 5:45, get a little PB today. But he told me, but just before we got in, he said, if I put my hands up, you need to stop talking to me. I don't want you to talk anymore. So that made me nervous for a start, and so I just refused to do that. I kept on.
He still kept talking.
Well, I had to
He
do finger
so
checks
much
anyway, right?
more in him.
Yeah.
And he looked really clear.
But he was hypoxic at the end. Like I actually told him to come up, and he had a little shake. I could see in his neck. He was getting neck contractions.
Right.
So all the signs, and he's new to freediving, so he hasn't
Yeah, I know.
not experienced hypoxia before.
Yeah.
But he stood up just at the right time. I would say he was pretty close to max. But
It looks clean from the back here because we couldn't see. But yeah, as the
No,
coach,
it was
the front row seats here.
definitely clean.
It was clean, but it was slightly hypoxic.
That he was hypoxic.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it was interesting. I said, there's no guarantee you'll know when you're hypoxic because you don't know when you're hypoxic. Half the time you don't know. Do you know when you're? Well, you're
Me, I
really good
know.
at. Yeah.
I know.
So Tracy's like brilliant at working it out. She often comes up just at the moment of
Nick of time.
samba
Yeah.
or just in the middle of the samba.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
but
I
recovery
get
breath, huh?
My recovery breath needs
No,
needs
but
work.
I think it's pretty good because I mean it is work, yes, but to be able to always catch yourself,
Yeah, true.
Okay, so Aldo, he's just entering the 3rd minute.
Yeah.
3rd minute, yes.
Can you see any movement, Tracy?
Yeah, he's having a little contraction.
He gets contractions pretty. So if on a good hold, he'll start to get them after 3, but typically he'll get them around 3. And his comp PB is like a 5:15, I think.
Yeah.
Right. And that was with a. He's another one that kind of often has a samba at the end, but he gets rigid samba, so he has kind of had a stammer, but he manages to stay upright. He doesn't shake and fall over like I do.
He did 5:03 in a comp.
5:03, and that was his PB.
Yeah.
For Ida.
That's his comp PB.
Approaching 4 minutes.
4 minutes, yeah.
This kind of like 70 to 85% of the breath hold time. This is the hardest bit. This is where you're really battling your inner demons, I find. And then the last 30 seconds or 40 seconds, it actually gets a bit easier. Do you get that as well? It's like you can see the goalposts. You know you're holding on to something. No?
No, it doesn't get easier. No, it's just like, oh my god, I think it's about time, and then I come out.
Yeah.
For me, as soon as I feel like it's easy,
That just means that
I need to.
you're not hypoxic yet.
Yeah.
Got another 30 seconds back.
Nice to know.
You've never had a samba on a static, have you?
No, not on a static. I think he's coming out. Yeah. It's
Okay, we're at 440.
That's really good. Okay, it's like 4:42.
Nice recovery breaths, very strong.
Yeah, he's alright.
That was a good
I think
sign.
that was really good.
That was good, yeah.
Remember the time we were
That's
training?
really great. You see how Judy is just covering her mouth just so she doesn't say something? That is a really good.
That's a
I felt
dedicated
like that.
coach.
Every single coach will feel like that. Like, when they were like whispering amongst each other, I was kind of like, oh no, what did I do? So sure it's my fault.
Nice. Well done.
Nice. Okay. Alright, sounds like a
Okay,
national
440. It's
record.
probably a national record.
He's the only Indonesian
Yeah.
that has competed
CMAS.
for CMAS now.
Yeah.
So would that be a national record for Ida? No, it's
No,
not.
No, it was
Yeah.
7:13 this morning. Incredible time. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It was Brian?
Brian,
Brian, I
I
think.
think.
Yeah. Yeah. So. It's a nice climb. It looked like a nice hole for him. It was very clean at the end, so he'll be pleased. But it's a CMAS record. It's not
Okay,
that
I'm
record.
gonna call him over here, okay?
Okay.
Shall I leave you alone
I
first?
think he's back by the toilets.
Yeah.
See you, Tracy.
See ya. Bye.
Okay, he's just far away. Come back then. Well, when we see Thomas, we'll ask him to come around.
Shall I send him a WhatsApp?
We're ready for you. Great dive, Ronaldo. Well done. See, look at that. Like not much training. I didn't think. Did he meet you this morning? Yesterday morning.
Aldo? No, I haven't seen him.
What has he been like? What's he doing? Sleep at night? What's going on? That's
seen him,
really good, right? Super good.
Yeah, considering he hasn't been in the pool very much.
Amazing. House party became like woman. World of music and nuts.
Yeah, they've was it going to be a house party? Was it? Is it the restaurant?
She said house. It's right outside in the grass area,
The grassy area.
tentage and
They're
everything.
slowly turning up the volume towards the end of the.
But
static
less
pump.
bass. There was so much bass just now. Before we went live, there was so much bass during the sound check. So I think at night it's gonna be like that. But we're ending at 5.
And Maniam is our second to last competitor.
Yeah.
Is that right?
No.
Maniam.
Belle and then David. Maniam is a student.
in a university in Singapore and a very promising athlete, Singaporean athlete.
Not just promising, but he's a very promising international athlete. He's already had national records
In Singapore, yes.
Despite only having been freediving for
A year?
now. A year and a half, maybe.
Yeah, maybe a year and a half.
And his static PB for IDA under IDA rules is 544. I know he's been doing a bit more than that in training, so interesting to see if he's going to push a little bit today, or he might just play safe. It's a CMAS comp, so you won't have the benefit of a coach actively directing him at the end of the hole. He might not want to be too hypoxic. We'll find out. Even someone else who's been on the move a lot recently. He's been traveling around the world. Take a look at his Instagram. He's quite active on Instagram. You can see some of his travels. So he only got back about a month ago. I guess for the start of the school year. And I don't know how much freediving. Doubtless he was doing some dry static tables or something. I think any keen freediver can't go without apnea for a long period of time. So I'm sure he was doing some practice during his travels. Thomas, will you join us? Do you want to interview him?
Nice. You go ahead.
Okay.
But wait.
That's right.
I'll stand behind.
Take a seat.
Hello.
Yes.
Hey,
Congratulations, Thomas. That was I need to lower my voice.
You made me damn nervous
I know.
at the last minute.
I know.
But you know what? He does that actually for like a couple of my breaths. I was pretty sure that I could go on a little bit longer and I could hear this like get up, get up, get up, get up. But hey, it's a big jump. It's a big jump. So I think that it was not it's not what's the word?
Well, the thing is, in the trainings, I never pushed it really hard.
He was never near hypoxia.
I was never pushed it, and today was the first time I actually
But
pushed
did
it.
you feel any hypoxia?
I don't know. I don't know what hypoxia actually feels like.
What was the last thing I said to you?
Something. Well, the fingers, and then something. I remember you said something, but I can't.
You've got a bit of memory,
word.
right?
The exact word.
What
was it?
I yelled, "Get up!" just at the last second because you were starting to shake. You bring your nose up, started to bring your nose up the water, and your neck started to flop.
Sure. So it's close.
So you were close, yeah. Your lips were not blue, but very pale.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was good, and I could tell it was going well. Because your relaxation phase looked nice. Like I didn't see any movement in your breathing muscles.
Yeah.
Very
until after 4
relaxed.
minutes.
Until after 4.
Even your contractions were very soft.
Yeah. I did a lot of stretching and like kind of like meditation kind of thing. And I did this like humming. And did you hear me humming?
I saw it. So you said it was something to do with playing the didgeridoo, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about that?
I've already told the audience that you play the didgeridoo, and I'm gonna like start taking lessons soon.
Yeah. I think it increases your lung capacity. I think that's why I can do it like this long. Because when I exhale, I just started exhaling like when I played the didgeridoo. Right? So then that, I think it activates the vagus nerve, the same as pulling your ears, like moving your ears like this, moving your ears like this. I did that before during the warm up.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, if you move your ears like this, and then also humming actually reduces your heart rate. So at the end I was like humming, and I felt like a drop. When I hum, then I feel like I go into my body, like I get grounded.
So it feels calming for you.
Yes. And then during the comp, the last one, I was just thinking about
who I was thankful for. So think of all these people, like all my family, all my
That's
friends,
nice.
like you, like everyone, like that I could think
Very
of.
nice.
Who was I grateful for? And then that helped me to stay calm during the whole time.
Yeah.
It's just like finding new people to thank.
Okay, so you gave yourself a
And,
little journey, a little mission.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And Maniam's just started his hold, I think, right, Pat?
He's 45 minutes in.
45 minutes in, wow.
Oh, sorry, 45 seconds in. he lives in Atlantis.
Yeah. And it looked like he packed quite a lot today, and I know he's been doing some lung stretching and stuff.
I didn't pack that much. I packed like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I know anyone who's only got their Wave 1, Level 1 certificate in freediving who's done a 630 before, especially not in competition. My first comp hold was a 627 and I blacked out.
Yeah, no, I didn't know I was able to do it. And like, for me, it's complete, like, what? Like, I can't believe it. Like, I really can't believe it.
Yeah. But you can see you've got big ribs, so obviously big
Yeah.
lungs in there as well. I think, yeah, you're probably right.
I think the didgeridoo playing for years that did it.
I think
I did find some studies on brass players or wind instruments.
wind instruments. I was just saying wind instruments, maybe.
And you do circular breathing as well with the didge, right? So you're
What
inhaling
does
through
that
your
mean,
nose.
circular breathing?
Inhale through your nose as your
Oh,
So
right.
so first you use your lungs to
Yeah.
make the sound,
Yeah, but you
but then
inhale.
you keep some air in your cheeks,
Mhm.
and then as you inhale through your nose, you keep using the air from your cheeks to keep creating the sound.
kind of like a
So,
nose breathing mouth fill.
So at the same
Oh, okay.
time, you inhale, you
Yeah.
keep, and then you go back to the lungs.
And also very good control of then your soft palate and your glottis, which be also great for depth diving.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like with
Yeah.
great rhythms.
Mm.
I use my throat like, and every time I inhale a lot of air like at once,
So
and it
that'll
goes
give you
all.
diaphragm strength
Yes.
as well.
Yeah. So actually, before coming here, I played a little bit didgeridoo at home.
Nice.
Yeah.
Warm up. Oh,
It's going to be people all over the world playing ditch before
Yeah.
the STAtic comps
And
happen.
then
Amazing.
I invite everyone in the freediving community in Singapore to, if they want to learn didgeridoo, just contact me and
Outside,
I can teach everyone.
oh my goodness, that's
Yeah.
so fun.
That would be cool. Like at the end of a competition, seeing a bunch of people playing the didgeridoo. That would be cool.
Where are we, Pat?
We're 3 minutes in, 3:12.
Who is going now?
So this is Maniam
Okay.
from Singapore.
Yeah.
He's the only Singaporean.
He's our only Singaporean. This is how cool this comp is
Yeah.
today. We've got
Yeah.
one Singaporean competing and 8 nationalities in total.
Yes. So Soham from India.
Yep.
Singru from Malaysia. Then we have Simin and Suchen from China. And from Philippines we have Tracy and Belle. Belle traveled here from Philippines, and Tracy is based here. Indonesia, Arnaldo, and David from Hungary.
And of course, Thomas from Chile.
I missed that. And Thomas from Chile.
Chile.
Yeah.
There's no freediving Chile shirts, so I put on the football.
Wrong sport.
You need to go make your own team.
I need to
T-shirt.
talk with the
Yeah.
Chilean
I don't think did Chile send
teammates.
any,
I need
did they send
I
any
need to talk to
competitors to the World Championships this year? I don't think they did.
Yes,
They
yes,
did they?
yes.
Definitely.
Daniela
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And then something Ida. Yeah,
I'll look
and
online
also
later.
there's a Chilean as a safety diver in vertical blue. There's a Chilean Daniel Arias. So cool.
Where are we on this whole?
Right.
We're 4:40.
Thanks.
Take care.
See ya.
All right. There's 10 seconds to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Is this PB?
So you got a hand up already? Or looks like it says very close to the edge.
Oh yes. His hands, both hands are up. His ears are also up.
See some movement. Small contractions. Something about contractions as you develop in static apnea, if you spend a lot of time, they seem to get smaller. I don't know if that's just because we pack more air or 520.
or our lungs are more flexible and our diaphragm,
Maybe, yeah.
that would help, right?
Everything gets a little bit better.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to actually with Belle, who's going up next, train with. Oh, he's up.
Oh, it looks like
Bit of a
5:30.
shake.
Yeah.
He's got strong recovery breaths, but he definitely came up with a bit of a shake there at
Yeah.
about 5:35. He's got the OK sign out. I think he caught it. That was good.
Yeah.
Also developing the skill of coming up just at the last moment.
Yeah. He knows better now. His DNF swim, his recovery breaths started a little bit slower, and then when he realized that he was not getting enough air for recovering, he quickened the pace of the recovery breath. And I feel like these recovery breaths are now like at that faster
Started
pace.
fast, right?
Yeah,
It's almost like a hyperventilation, just to really mix up the air in your lungs.
yeah, really good.
And he was using that resistive exhale as well. You could hear the sounds. And I noticed in Jeju this year there was a lot of competitors who were doing that. Maybe not quite half, but a large number of competitors were doing that.
More than usual.
I think I'm doing it. I'm doing it just because I copied two of my heroes, Florian and Rami, who have both done that in the past. Actually, I don't think Florian does do that anymore, but in the past he was doing something similar. And I think, because I'm packing quite a lot now, it just helps keep a bit of air pressure up in my lungs, whereas would normally the air pressure would drop a lot. And of course there's an intrapulmonary effect of pressure in your lungs and your blood pressure as well. So just by keeping that air pressure up in your lungs, it helps balance your blood pressure a little bit, so there isn't a big change up or down once you start breathing.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually do have a board marker for the whiteboard. It's in my...
The IDA record in Chile is
6:28.
Oh wow! Okay, so Thomas has just showed us.
If it was an IDA
That's actually
competition,
that would actually be an outright record, right?
that would be a record if it was an IDA competition, and it would be recorded in the website
Okay.
officially.
Next month, Thomas will put on an IDA comp.
October, our next STAtic competition in Singapore, not under UFC, you get STAtic comp.
Yeah.
Would be in October.
Right. So,
Yeah.
the other one being the other document.
Yeah.
It is at
6:40. No.
36. So we've got 4 minutes to open.
Right.
And Belle has not actually been freediving for all that long, a few years I think, and she discovered that she had a really good breath hold very quickly.
Yeah, but she's tiny.
She's teeny, but somehow was able to hold for a long time, and there was a really exciting competition at Superhome
Yeah.
between Belle and
Maurice, the creator.
who were swapping national records. It was like a 3-day event,
Yeah.
and Belle would take the record, and then Maurice would take the record, and Belle would take the record, and they were just
That was fun, right?
switching
Very
time. And she held the national record at 6 minutes and 6 seconds. Then subsequently had a little bit of a slump, found it difficult. She got a bit blocked,
Yeah.
which I think we've all experienced at some point. If something that happens in static, you need to give your nervous system a rest.
Yeah. Not just static, but like freediving. Nervous systems. Let's see what happens today. I mean, this is not her round. I mean, she's in a totally different country.
Yeah.
She's been in Singapore for a week. I mean,
Yeah, it's not her home turf, is it? It's not her home court. Should we see if we can get Maniam over? Thomas, could you grab Maniam in the purple wetsuit? Purple wetsuit, Maniam. Okay, we've got 2 minutes to a fish on top.
I'll keep checking. I'll just keep checking the time. She's wearing an August suit. record เลย 1 minute to talk time.
Do you want to?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Congrats.
Thank you so much.
CMAS national record.
Yeah, very happy.
Sounded like looked like you came up probably just at about the right time. Yeah. Small shake. It's hard to see from this small
Really
shake, but you caught it really well, and your recovery breath was super strong right from the outset.
Faster now.
No, yeah, I learned already. I learned already. Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I came up and then my coach, Mark, was like, hey, you at least had like 20 more seconds in you.
Okay, yeah.
For me, also like,
Yeah, it felt like that, right?
felt like that as well. I didn't have any signs of LMC. I mean, obviously like the hypoxic feeling, but
Okay,
apart from that, like, yeah,
it's all good.
it was all good. I wanted to play it a little bit.
And you've
safer.
been doing 6+ in training recently. I saw you posted one on Instagram.
555. 555. That one. So I think I have it in me. I wanted to play it safe
It'll
after
come, yeah.
what happened. So it'll come.
How much opportunity have you had to train, because you've been traveling a lot during over the summer break?
It was okay. I mean, I came back in July.
Okay, so you've had a month or so.
Yeah, I've had a good like 6 months. 6 weeks. Yeah, 6 weeks or so. Yeah, it's been alright.
Did you manage to do any free dive training while you were traveling?
I was in Dahab. Yeah.
Oh, you were in Dahab.
I was in Dahab. Yeah. I was in
Like
Dahab.
doing that?
Yeah, doing that.
Oh my goodness.
So I did it in the blue
You
hole.
didn't reveal that.
I didn't. Yeah, I was too lazy to import the footages. But no, it was awesome. But other than that, not that much. Maybe some dry like statics here and there. I think this comp, my main focus was the no fins. It was the no fins dive. So I spent more time on that rather than the other disciplines. I'm very happy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
congrats.
I saw your guy with the 6 minutes and 39 seconds.
Yeah.
God.
Thomas. Yeah.
I don't know what you're putting in his food.
Well, I think he was telling us he's a didgeridoo player. He's been playing the didge for years and years. He's
Big instrument.
Yeah, I
Sure.
new to free diving, but he's got huge chest
Jesus.
cavity. So
That's
even
fun.
and he's a very chill person as well. He's a counsellor, so he knows how to handle stressful situations. And I
Wow.
think it's just a
It just melts all
perfect,
together, right?
yeah,
Wow.
perfect combination.
That's cheating, you know.
I'd love to say it's all my training, but
Yeah, I think it's on your
probably
trip.
a little bit.
Solid. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers. See you next time.
Your phone is recording.
Oh,
Okay, so Belle is currently at
1:30 in already. 1:35. I mean, we can keep going. It's gonna be a while.
Yeah, we'll
Is there any
see.
correlation to? Like, I mean, I know that. Thomas has like a big. Seems to have flexible lungs. Like he has a, larger chest.
Yeah.
Lung volume. It looks larger, but like Belle is small, and she looks like a 3. So is there any correlation? Because I think it's slim and tall.
I think traditionally there's this kind of relationship between lung capacity and weight. So lowest weight and the big lung capacity gives you the best ratio, and you can see that with all the breath holders. You know, if you look at
Yes.
Branko Petrovic,
Right.
it's just a prototype for the ultimate static
Flo.
machine. Yes.
Also,
Flo's a bit different. Like Flo has just trained crazy hard for 10 years, and he's worked out every single little thing. If anyone listening has the opportunity to do a workshop with him or do some coaching with him, it's worth it. Just knows everything, right? He's explored every single part.
right.
Even
Yeah.
physiology.
experimenting.
He's not much bigger than me, but if you watch the World Championships, he lost 10 kgs.
Yes.
More than that, 14, 15 kgs. So yeah, just maximizing that lung capacity to weight. Belle's at 3 now. But it was funny because we were actually talking in Korea about Belle, and he said, I think we may have got it wrong. There may be something wrong with this idea that you have to have huge lungs and low weight.
It's logical to think that though, the more lung size you have, the more air you
Yeah,
can
I mean,
hold.
sure it helps.
But
There's no doubt. But he used Belle as an example because she's got a 6-minute breath hold and a teeny frame. So he didn't go into too much detail, but he said he's got a new theory about it, so it'd be interesting to find out and see if it proves something maybe to do with air pressure and in a smaller capacity.
So for the rest of us,
yeah,
small
Florian,
size.
if you're listening, it would be great if you could comment on that, drop a comment in the YouTube comments.
So not the end for those with smaller lung sizes that we can still do a lot. She's like kind of
she's got her feet down now. That's 410. There's obviously some struggles going on. I can see she's a bit tense.
I mean, it's really warm.
Yeah, I wonder if everyone's struggling a bit with the dive reflex not activating quite so strongly.
Yeah.
Is her head up?
Yeah. Oh, she's up now.
So she's
4:30,
breathing, so it's better.
maybe 4:32 or something. She's alright. I'm sure that's a white card.
Yeah, and looked pretty clean. Looked like there was a bit of a struggle phase at the end, but looked very clean coming up. Just waiting quietly for the card to be announced.
Can you open the laptop? I'm very comfortable in silence, actually.
Yeah, me too.
Might be the worst commentator.
Okay, well, we've got a list of interesting topics to talk about.
Yeah.
There we go. It's a white card.
Yeah.
I think. I didn't actually see the card, but everyone's tapping.
Clapping, so white card.
And at 4:30, that was what Tracy did for, so that was probably the Philippines CMAS record?
Yeah. She's
Not 100%
she's got
sure,
the,
but yeah, sounds like that's a CMAS record for today at least.
Yeah.
That's great.
Congratulations,
More
Phil.
Philippine competitors today.
4:32. Yeah.
3-2, nice. Okay, it's fascinating seeing so many people not wearing wetsuits today. I actually don't know if I'd like to do a static hold without wetsuit. I'm so used to having something wrapping my ribs.
Nah, it's very hot. I'll get annoyed, like, so hot. I don't think I can hold.
I find I get cold even when it's sunny. I get cold.
Really? Try that later.
Yeah, maybe. Although I did just have
Stay
huge.
tuned.
I had all of the Korean
Korean.
leftovers from yesterday.
Oh yeah, all right, nice.
I went Judy and
Look, see, even the coach is just in his trunks. See, like, it's just hot, you know.
we need to get. Oh, this is our last competitor now, I think. So is that David?
Yes, David. David is really up and coming, right?
Yeah, like
He's actually started to train more for static now.
it seems like it. Yeah, but he hasn't competed for a while, right?
Oh, yeah, just that long. He had some stuff going on.
Okay. He's recovering.
Yeah, he's recovering. So if you can't do depth or you're not really doing dynamic, then I guess it's static.
Yeah.
Does he like super love static? Do you know, like or?
Well, I
or
don't.
just-
I can see that he's around the 647 PB.
Well,
So that's
it's his PV.
he's been making some gains. Yeah.
So 6:47. Let's see. When is his official report?
Yeah, his top time is
4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Alright.
I managed to catch up with him really briefly
Yeah.
last week, and
Yeah.
he told me his training's going well. He said that he's using a lot of hyperventilation. Maybe we can talk about hyperventilation.
Yeah, for static, hyperventilation for
Yeah.
static.
Or just in general. There seems to be a whole industry of. I'm gonna have a rant now. I
Yeah.
can feel a rant coming up.
Yeah. Watch out for the comment section, man.
I'm gonna have a.
Just a disclaimer that if you're a beginner, you shouldn't be hyperventilating. None of the Wim Hof
And
stuff.
for any other discipline, even for static, it's kind of debatable. So what I'm going to say might be a bit controversial, but for other disciplines, certainly hyperventilation will work against
Yeah, because
you,
you're
and it's
gonna
dangerous.
you're adding your lactate because you're kicking, or depth, which is equalization, and as well pressure as well. So that you don't want to have this hyperventilation come into play. Yeah, but in static, you're kind of motionless, and you're just right there on the surface, and you're more in tune. You can be more aware of yourself. So I would say like more advanced or divers who have done this for a longer time.
Yeah.
A longer time. If you kind of know it.
I think everyone who's doing really long holds
Yeah.
is hyperventilating to some extent.
Well,
They probably
I know divers.
mild hyperventilation.
I know some divers in Singapore who have done 6 minutes who do not hypervent, at least one or two.
Well, John Chong, who's the head judge today,
Yes,
and has the Singapore.
I didn't want to say. Yes,
Yeah, he's got the Singapore national
Yeah.
record, currently 638, and if
doesn't
anything, he
hyperventilate.
underbreathes.
Yeah.
He says he hypoventilates.
I think if he hyperventilates, I think he'll hit like
Who knows?
that. Yeah.
I think my main thing with it is that I think it's just super individual. I think everyone responds differently.
Yeah.
So there's two arguments against hyperventilation. The first one is that it raises
Heart rate.
your heart rate and kind of an adrenaline response as well, so your metabolism speeds up a bit. And then the other part of it is what it does to your blood by getting rid of carbon dioxide during hyperventilation. You make your blood less acidic, and therefore you lose some of the shift of the oxyhemoglobin. Been a bit too technical. But you lose some of the Bohr effects, so less of the oxygen bound to your hemoglobin becomes available to your body tissue. So essentially, it's an idea that you might starve your brain of oxygen a bit by hyperventilating. But I just don't think it's that simple. I think the human body is a lot more complex than that. And I think there aren't enough studies to be really sure about this. So, there's studies on hyperventilation, but if you're holding your breath for 7 minutes, then I suspect that your blood's pretty damn acid by then, whether you've hyperventilated or not. So I think the Bohr effect thing is much less of a concern. And I know for a fact you can train yourself to have a low heart rate with hyperventilation. When I start hyperventilating for a static hold, my heart rate drops. It's a weird thing, it doesn't make sense. If I'm tidal breathing, it might be 66, and then I'll start a hypervent and my heart rate will drop to 62 or 61.
Nice.
So, maybe for ordinary population who don't freedive, it has negative effects, but something that can be trained up to an extent. So I don't know yet. I know that I'm reducing my breathing for longer holds, but I wouldn't say that hyperventilation is as bad as people make it. Okay. He's packing a lot, right?
Yeah, it's fast as
Super
well.
fast packs.
Looks like a chicken. Okay, sorry, David.
That was awesome.
From the back, I mean.
Yeah, from behind, I can
Right.
see it's a bit chipmunky actually.
Sorry, David.
He's going to love it when he looks back through the live feed later. Anyway, he's begun his hold, and he's opted to keep the noodle around his waist.
Yeah, for floatiness.
I think he's been training with Dimitri. This is the Dimitri thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it is comfortable. If I use a noodle during a hold, I think it's most comfortable around my waist rather than under my ankles.
To reach that
Some
one,
other
I think
people do.
it's a preference thing. Yeah. For me, I naturally float,
It's because you're all air, right?
Yes, I have large lung capacity, so more air. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, all of the compartments that hold air.
Got air in my legs. Also.
Winding up. Okay, anyway, he looks very peaceful. And you can see the packing in his back, right? He's got that huge hump.
Camel.
Camel, yeah, static camel.
Static camel.
I am going to see. We've never had comments working on
We wanted
our
to
YouTube feed, so I'm going to go and have a look and see
get to the last hold.
if we said we were going to check, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We didn't set it up. Forgot. Just to recap on our conversation just now, don't try hyperventilating if you're a beginner. Maybe do it with your coach or someone who's more experienced. Looking good.
We've had a few comments, some support for Thomas during his hold. That's great to see.
What is Ethan's timing?
Sorry, Athena, we missed that. But you know the final time was
5:30.
Can't bring it back. I can bring it up. Okay, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, the underwater view is quite nice, hey? Look at that. Like,
The underwater cameras work quite nicely. That's
Yeah.
great.
lower. Yeah, he's just about 2 minutes in.
Some gentle movement, but I think it's just ripples on the surface. I don't think he's had any. I'm running off the Wi-Fi there, so I don't want to use up all our bandwidth for the live stream.
His whole live stream.
Janice has been a superstar. I just want to say shout out to the media crew.
Yes. This whole thing has been
Yeah.
quite a
Mission.
feat.
It's a
Yeah.
bit stressful, and Janice is up there in the media booth in the sun by herself, the top of the lifeguard tower. You know what? Dimitri looks a bit nervous. He always plays it so cool, but I think he's looking a bit anxious coaching today. Somebody's moving his hands.
I think you're imagining things.
It's unflappable. So it's good to see some bigger performances in Singapore now.
Yeah.
More people are taking an interest in static.
Yeah. Or maybe people just didn't have anywhere to go for static until you provided an arena.
And just yeah, I think it's just
Yeah,
infectious, isn't it? When a
Yeah.
few people are passionate about something,
Yeah.
other people end
You know,
up getting through.
we've always done the very traditional way of practicing or training for static, which is like an O2 or the very typical tables that you see in a manual
course.
in a
Yeah.
course. Yeah. And then you came along and then set up a thing, and then a few of us decided to start a static competition, and then hey, she's 4 minutes in now. Okay. So
The judges are signalling to Dimitri. I'm not sure why. He's looking up. Maybe they want him to ask
Signal?
They want him to ask for a signal, maybe.
what's going on?
Yeah. So in CMAS, is it a minute before your personal best time?
That yeah.
They have to. That they started
Yes.
asking for signals.
Yes,
Or is
but
that only if you don't have a coach?
yes,
Yeah,
only
you-
if you don't have a coach.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So Dimitri is there, so you don't have to do that.
But the
But
judge,
the judges can ask for a signal if they start to feel like it's wonky. But his PB is quite a higher number, so I wouldn't be afraid to.
He's approaching 5 now. There is some movement. Can you see if he's having contractions?
He is having
He's having
contractions.
contractions,
I just went to see.
yeah? Okay. But they're not really visible on the back, so they must still be in that kind of diaphragm area. Oh yeah, we've got the underwater view. That was.
I love this one.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? It's a shame it wasn't really working at the beginning of the comp.
Contractions are getting a bit bigger, but
Yeah.
it's quite paced.
There's
It's
such
quite
a difference between competition.
quite spread
and-
out.
Such a difference between competition and training. He's standing up now. I think he's got his legs down.
Yeah.
Is he allowed to have the float there as he surfaces?
I don't know. Would that be
I can see a shake. I think he dips.
Yeah.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was just before 6, was it?
I think maybe like 5:45 or.
55, 5:50.
Dang it. Oh well. Does. Yeah. All right. So that is like our first red card, last hold. Okay. Oh, sorry, I said it
Yeah.
too soon. The judges haven't shown anything
They haven't
yet.
shown the cards yet.
Yeah.
I think
Sorry.
that's pretty much a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
It was kind of
yeah.
there, but it's.
It was kind of there. It's a recovery breath though, right?
Yeah, and Dimitri I could see on his
Yeah,
face,
he was like, he can't say anything.
I really want to tell him, but I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay, that was great. Oh, smooth. Right. It's just that.
Has Belle disappeared? We never got to speak to her.
I know she kind of walked off. I think I see her on the other end over there, but they're having a conversation and stuff. I would really love to have a chat with her.
Yeah. Shall I go and grab her?
She's all the way there.
We haven't talked about something. We had all these ideas for topics to talk about. We haven't talked about important things like
what?
Like peeing in your wetsuit, uresis, dive reflex. We talked about music a bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, listening to music underwater by conducting.
Yeah. What's her name? Belle does that, right?
Oh, I didn't notice. Was she doing that today?
She wasn't doing that today, but she was doing that in Jeju, no?
That's right. During yes,
training.
yeah, during training. Yeah.
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 I think they're walking back. I'll try and get her.
Yeah, do you want to grab her?
Yeah,
And then maybe you talk to her. Okay, well, I wish that this competition was a bit longer. We're just getting in the flow. It's been an absolutely fantastic event. 3 days of freediving competitions over 2 weekends. Weather's turned up for us. It's been great.
The best trainer, best coach in Singapore.
I'm just passing on my passion for STAtic Apnea. It's a crazy, stupid thing to do if you think about it. We're holding off our breath and life face down in water. But something very addictive about it, and very calming if you live a busy life. And most of us here in Singapore, you know, we work hard. So got to find work-life balance in some ways, and this is just a real escape. So 2 or 3 times a week we can get in the pool, and it's just a chill time. And a great community here as well. We're lucky to have small islands, just the best community. We get to hang out, go for food after, so it's a whole kind of community thing rather than just a sport or an exercise. I'm hoping that Belle will come over to have a chat with us, but I'm not sure. Everyone's getting the pool back into shape. Hi there. You were safetying again today? Were you safetying again today?
No, not today. When I have the whole day is long.
Yeah. Hey, would you like to have a few words about STAtic Apnea?
Okay.
I know that you're a fan like me.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so how was your hold?
So I didn't push today.
No.
No
With
pushing.
CMAS as well, right? So I would have been super nervous, not knowing that my coach wasn't going to be there for me after I came up.
I wasn't even nervous, but I was already there planning that I'm not gonna push anything today, and I went up the moment that the first urge to breathe came.
Oh, okay, right. So you'd had no urge to breathe until the moment you came,
yeah.
4:30.
4:30.
Yeah, 4:30.
Wow. So is
Okay.
that I'm still
So that could have been a great hold then, if
Yeah,
you'd wanted to push. But yeah, no, keep on going because
because I'm still in that process where I'm still in that plateau,
Yeah.
and I'm still like trying to heal my trauma.
Yeah.
And I don't want to push it, so I'm
Yeah.
saving for the next. So because I know it also helps that this is like the first for the Philippines, so it also helps that it's an NR.
Yep.
So that like okay.
you've got a placeholder there now.
Yeah. So
It's like, and then you'll come back, and we know that Belle can do 6-minute plus holds. And so earlier on, I was talking to the viewers with Pat about what happens to your nervous system sometimes, and sometimes you push too hard, and then your nervous system just kind of rejects you, right?
Yes.
And I think we've all had that. And
Yeah.
I was experiencing that in Jeju when I met you earlier in the year. I couldn't do more than a 6-minute hold.
I'm still at that stage.
Yeah.
I'm still fixing myself. slowly, and I'm trying to be nice, to be kind to myself, because I've been training a lot last summer and doing 6 minutes for almost 2 weeks almost every day.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I just shut down. I couldn't pass 5 minutes, 5:30. After that, just went back.
I've felt exactly the same thing before in the past. It's frustrating, isn't it? When it happens,
Yes,
but
so frustrating.
I'm glad that I think you're right. It's about being kind to yourself, right?
Yeah, the fact that I did this is already a big pat on my back, because I was like, I can't do this anymore. But then, I don't quit,
Oh, well done then. Yeah, so 4:30 felt a pretty good relaxation.
it was relaxed.
Enjoyable.
Yeah.
So you get the enjoyment back first, and then
Yes,
see what
get
happens
back the
later.
enjoyment, and then I'll get back to the hard thing.
Did you pack for your hull today?
Yes, I did 5.
You did
Yeah.
5. Okay.
And this is my first competition to do packing.
Yeah,
Yes.
I thought so. Yeah.
So I'm still practicing that.
Okay, good. Do you think it's comfortable to do breath holds with packing, or are you still getting used to the?
I'm still trying to get used to it. Sometimes during practice, I still release some air because I feel so full.
You doing all the stretching and stuff?
No.
Amazing though.
I don't do stretch.
Yeah, fair
That example. Okay.
Okay, cool. Well done. It's great to have you here in
Yes.
Singapore. Are you staying around for a bit longer, or are you flying off somewhere?
I'm flying back to Manila tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Yes.
It's been a while. You were somewhere else as well before Singapore, weren't you?
No.
Weren't you in Hong Kong or something recently?
Yeah. After Jeju, I went to Taiwan, then Hong Kong, and then
Right.
Traveling everywhere.
and diving, practicing the dynamics.
Yeah.
I actually did the STAtic just last Tuesday.
It's the first time you come back to STAtic.
Yes.
So you've been training DNF, haven't you? And you had a bit of a
Yeah, then
nose clip disaster
then
last week.
nose clip disaster, and then when I did my bypass, that was my fifth time to use my new Taras,
Ah,
because I've been using the silicone pins.
oh, okay. And how did you find the tires?
I'm fast.
Fast.
Yeah.
Everyone's suddenly fast, right?
And I was telling my coach, I think I'm a sprinter.
You wait till you try the new Molchanov's Hyperfins, and you'll be going like twice as fast.
Really? Okay.
No, I'm
I'll
just.
try that. I'll try
I've just bought some Molchanov's Hyperfins, so
Okay.
all the Taras people, I'm saying they're better. No one knows because no one's tried them yet.
Yeah.
Now I can eat. You guys are
Yeah, we're going to the
We're
restaurant.
gonna go and eat.
okay.
All right,
Go
we'll
dress
close
up.
shop here.
Bye.
Thanks,
Thank
Bill.
you very much.
Okay. Bye bye.
You coming? And
Okay, see
maybe.
you in a bit.
Oh, Bill, can you see David there in the wetsuit?
Yeah.
Could you bring him over? 'Cause it'd be nice. Oh, or Pat. Yeah. Thanks. Okay, so yeah, we've officially finished, but we'll just have a quick chat with David, find out what happens. STAtic is such a mystery. He was doing 650s in practice, and then that one looked like just slightly less than 6. It's crazy what happens to your body during a competition. Okay,
No,
tough luck.
it's all right.
Yeah, it's
How are
okay.
you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Yeah, I'm just getting in the swing, and then we have to wrap up shop. So, yeah, thanks for coming to have a chat. So, what happened? How was the hole? Talk us through it.
I'm sure everyone else said the same, but it's a hot day.
Yeah.
The hot day affects your resting heart rate.
Yeah.
It's no longer resting really.
Yeah.
So I had this out here, but I thought, okay, hopefully it won't matter when I get into the water and I can get it lower, but not enough, and consequently burn a lot more oxygen. So everything changes, everything reduces.
Yeah.
As in times that are achievable.
Yeah. Did you notice it in the relaxation? Was your relaxation
Yeah,
phase?
yeah, absolutely. I did my usual warm up,
Yeah.
which I have been doing for the past probably 6 weeks of training, and it worked really well. And how I feel during the warm up really determines what's achievable
Yeah.
in the dive. Like there are no
early,
flukes
right?
there.
Yeah.
So I knew it was going to be hard.
Yeah.
But for today, my idea was to do 6 or more.
Yeah.
And I knew it was going to be hard, so I thought I'll push anyway, even if it's not achievable.
Yeah.
And like even 6 was impossible because I had to bail at 5:45, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the conditions do matter.
Did you actually dip? We couldn't quite see. It looked like you got close to the water.
I don't know. I'll see on the video, but I was
I'll give you a-
at the edge for sure because I don't remember the last 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's pretty normal. Even successful
Yeah,
players,
yeah.
I don't remember
Yeah,
the last 10
exactly.
seconds usually.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is strange. So the temperature, yeah, I don't know if that would affect me too much because I just like it hot. But yeah, that's another variable, isn't it? And there's so many little variables in static that all play a part in how you feel and how the breath hold goes.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
You've been doing close to 7 minutes in training recently, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. But to be fair, apart from the weather, the temperature, and the time of the day, so all the variables that you're talking about, and it's a whole different setting. There is competition nerves as well.
Yeah.
As much as we'd like to, well, I'm definitely affected by it.
I think it's
and
30 seconds
know,
at minimum. Right?
Yeah, I know about it. So
30 seconds.
I never even dreamt of achieving what I can do in training.
Yeah.
I was trying to go for something what I consider decent for myself right now, but conservative. But yeah, if the conditions are not there for that particular moment in time for you, then you have to give it another shot.
Okay.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can give it another shot in October.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
We'll do one then.
We'll probably try and run an IDA comp in October. Okay. And then we've got nationals as well in November, right?
Yep, from
Seamless.
AAS.
Yeah. Do you know if there are there any Hungarian CMAS competitors? There must be actually, because I think that part of Europe's pretty big in CMAS, right?
Depth for sure. Pool, I'm not sure. I haven't been able to find out.
Yeah.
I'm
We'll have to like
still pending
email
reply.
each country to like find out. We could have done it anywhere.
And they're not really in. A lot of them aren't too interested in freediving, right? We're small fry compared with some of the other
Yeah.
sports.
Yeah, I haven't been able to figure it out yet, but I'll hopefully hear back soon.
Cool. Are we going to do any fun games now, Pat?
No, we're actually done.
We're done.
We're going to Makan
Okay.
and do a prize giving ceremony.
Okay. Awesome. Are we going to the restaurant here, or is it a different
Yeah,
restaurant?
just this one here.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks a
you so
lot. Yeah. Good.
So guys, thank you so much for tuning in to UFC 6, the 6th edition of UFC. This is the second UFC for this year, and there'll be a last one in December, UFC 7. That will be when we tally up all the points to find out who is the ultimate freediving challenge winner. For today, we will get to the results later in a bit.
Yeah. So maybe we'll start the stream again
Yeah.
briefly or maybe just on Instagram, just
Maybe
to
I don't know. It's up to you.
for the awards giving for the last 3 days of competition.
Yes,
Yeah.
last 3 days of call. Great. Thank you so much for listening in, and have a great evening.
Yep.
Bye.